All right, all right, all right. Shalom, 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 Yasharahla, shalom, Yasharahla, shalom, Yasharahla. Let's see. Yeah, let's get that up like that. Okay, I'm gonna continue with part two of Yasharahla 101. Just some basic various topics I want to bring out, like I did the first part. Uh, that's why I call it Yasharahla 101. So, moving on in the spirit of truth. Let's go to like I said, I had to bring some books. I finally got it, but anyway, um, let's go. And this really I'm going to address too the 12 sons of Jacob at some point. So might as well go ahead and get to it. I'm trying to figure what I'm going to start with. I guess I'll start with Judah. Bring out some points. That's all, right? Let's go with let's see. Because I said I was going to go back to Genesis 49. And, well, and then I'm going to bring out, of course, Mashiach Yahawashah, the points I got to bring out with that. And because he's the forerunner of the rulership of righteousness. How about that? He's going to be he's the, how do you say, the root and offspring of King David. He's the root and offspring of David. Right? So let's go to, I covered that in part one, so I'm going to go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 14 and 2. Let's go to Jeremiah 14 and 2. Just for edification, right? Jeremiah 14 and 2. I left some, I know that everybody talking about the war, but we you can check my Rumble channel on that. So I'm covering parts of that too. I'll speak on that later, but we're still dealing with Jeremiah 14 and 2 says what? Bringing out some basic parts of Yasharahla 101, part 2. It says Jeremiah 14 and 2 says what? Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Judah mourneth, and the gates that languish, meaning their leadership languisheth. So-called Jesse Jackson just passed. Okay, he did what he did, and the Most High took him off the earth. It said, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, meaning they're dark people, right? And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So the leaders languishing, right? The so-called leaders are languishing. Okay. Your poverty pimping preachers. Okay. And there's brothers that did lessons on that, dealing with the politics. Good lesson, right? But it's showing you our deliverance is not coming through this wicked setup or these false leaders, as is mentioned in Isaiah 29. Let me go touch on that a little. Let's go to Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah. Is it 29? Isaiah 29. Hold on a second. Second. Like I said, this is Yasharahla 101. Isaiah 29. I think it's 29 or it's 29 and 6. Let me see. This is what was it? I forgot. Let's see. Where's that precept at? You know what? I'll come back to that. But you know what? Let's stay there while I'm on it. I'll come back to that. Let's go to Jeremiah 14:2. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's see. Matter of fact, let's go back to let's read Isaiah 29 and 22, 29 and 9. I'm going to read that again. It says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. What they staggering? With lies. Because lies are still being told. Right? Lies are still being told. Incorrect breakdown of the tribes. As a matter of fact, let's go to deal with so-called Ephraim. I mean, not so-called, but with Ephraim. And what it say? Showing you that what? Let's go to Isaiah 29 and 22. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. So if his face of Jacob is not going to wax pale, meaning like an Edomite, he's still going to have his original color. Okay? So that kills that whole theory. And I don't understand why brothers are still running with that whole thing, trying to call Edomites, the so-called Puerto Ricans, Spaniards are people. They're not. They're Edomites. They are the Edomite race. Right? It happened. They came here in these lands during the time of the Renaissance with the Italians. Because that's the main thing. Maybe jumping a little, but so be it. Because I can't stall anymore. I want to go to one of the main books. I'll just put my oh, here it is, right under it. Yeah, this was the book. Just bringing out some points. This is the book I had to reorder. Right? They came before Columbus. On page 12, right? Page 12, first chapter, on page 12, it reads. Let me read a part of it. It says, Columbus had some secret understanding with Vespucius. And in a letter to his son, Diego Columbus, there is a strong hint of this. Columbus, and this letter is dated 1505. No, I jumped. Salakia. I got to read up. It says, this kind of double dealing came as second nature to his fellow countryman, Amerigo Vespucius. Everybody know that's where America got its name from the Italian map maker. That's how they got their name. As it's mentioned, it was prophesied in, might as well get that too, Psalms 49, that this what they do. Y'all know how it reads. Y'all already know, the seasoned brothers know where I'm going. But I thought to cover this because it's something interesting to me that I had to check out. Where is that? Psalms 49. Psalms 49 and 11th verse. Psalms 49 and 11th verse reads, the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So when they came conquering the Roman Columbus and cohorts, when they came, Columbus came in with the Spanish army, and I'm going to prove that too. He took Spanish, which are Caucasians too, right? Another second Caucasian. He took Spanish, 2,000 Spanishmen with him with the army. But it's going to reference this on a second voyage. But I'm going to get to that too, right? So I read, it says the kind of Ferdinand by Isabella Ferdinand, and okay, I'm gonna jump to the part where it says this kind of double dealing came as second nature to his fellow countryman Amerigo Vespucci, whom Frederick Pohl tells us paid homage to both courts and changed flags when it suited his advantage. Columbus had some secret understanding with Vespucci. See, Columbus and Vespucci, as in Christopher Columbus, right? And in a letter to his son Diego Columbus, there is a strong hint of this, right? I'm gonna read on. It says there is a strong hint of this. It says strong hint of this. Columbus in this letter dated 1505 asked his son to contact Vespucci as he is about to appear before the Spanish court. See, the Spanish court, but to do so secretly that there may be no suspicion. In the same letter, Columbus speaks of payment that has been made to me and is being made. So I wanted to show you that them Edomites, when they came during the Renaissance, it was a Roman and Spanish Caucasians that came in. I mean, the Italian, which is from Rome. The Roman, same thing. But the Italians and the Spanish was working together the whole time. Now they started, and that's how you got, I read Psalms 49:11. But the Amerigo Vespucci was the senior guy. But they was working together the whole time. The Spanish had the courts. Sometimes the Spanish was some of the soldiers under the other Caucasian, which were the Italians. Right? But I'm going to jump to page 13. And I'm going to show you I have a point of bringing this out. So, they shared the same wickedness. Because they're all Caucasians. They're all Edomites. That's what I want you to understand. There was no difference. They were same Caucasian people, same Edomite, same dragon. Okay? I'm going to jump to page 13 in this book. They came before Columbus, right? It says, I'm going to read the paragraph, the part where it says, what about these soldiers I comment about? Okay, I'm going to start here. It said, it was the worst argument, however, to present to the court if he wanted to secure immediate promotion of further explorations to the south. If the theme of the first voyage had been discovery and exploration, that's their first voyage was exploration, was discovery. Let me read that again. If their theme of the first voyage had been discovery and exploration, the theme of the second was colonization and consolidation of power. That's what that was about. So they had everything in order. How was they going to take down the lands they found out about? And I got to say it that way because I'm going to show you. I said I'm going to bring receipts. Excuse me. And believe it or not, this is an old topic for me. The order went out. The order went out. Take 2,000 Spaniards with you. Plant a colony. Build a church. That's how they control you, with religion, with their white Christianity. Plant a colony. Build a church. Build a city. Let us have forts, farms, towns. Above all, pursue vigorously the search for gold whenever a break from ordinary labors will permit. And remember, they had the gold rush when they came to Americas later on with the cowboys. It was a big thing. You see that they put it in movies. A lot of their cowboy movies. They show you some in the early cowboy movies. They was all fighting and looking for gold. I'm trying to think. I have one of the movie. I'm trying to think of it without trying to look for it. But they show you in their movies, man. They show you in their cowboy movies. But anyway, this what that was about, power. Now and where we at now, we at the end of their Renaissance era. Okay, we at the end. They trying to form the beast system. That's what that war about. But I don't want to go off topic too much. But anyway, I said I'm bringing this out for a point, showing you Because everybody did the wrong breakdown of the 12 sons of Jacob. And why? Oh, and try to say validate by saying, oh, because they live next to you. No, that's stupid. The Bible said the face of Jacob should not now wax pale. So the reason why they're amongst you, because they're just showing you they broke, they poor in a poor community. That's all. That's why they're amongst you. It's because they look like, they clearly don't look like you. The Bible said, let the Most High be true and every man a liar. Okay, why did he give the description, which is the phenotype of Hamashiach Yahushua? Why did he give that description and so the detail? Because it mattered. It was going to matter to the end, and y'all lost your way. Because he was showing you the description, the phenotype of Hamashiach Yahushua with woolly hair, the so-called Hebrew, of the so-called black man, rather, which is Hebrew Israelite. The so-called black man, which is the Hebrew Israelite. The so-called Negro, which is the Hebrew Israelite. Okay? That's why he gave the description of Hamashiach Yahushua in Revelations 1 and 12 to 15. That's why he gave a description of the Most High, who he called his Father, the Heavenly Father of the Most High in Daniel 7 and 9, with woolly hair. Okay? He was a big Judite in the sky, in the heavens. How about that? How about that? Big shout out to Big Brother Labraham. Big shout out to, I'm going to give another shout out to the brother Quinav too. Because he the one put me on to this book here. Asian Slaves in Colonial Mexico. Yeah, everybody played you, man. Everybody was playing you. Everybody was playing you. Y'all can get this book. It's by Tatiana Sedges. It says Asian Slaves in Colonial Mexico. From Chinos to Indians. See, I told you I was going to bring receipts. So that's how the Mongoloids claimed you, tried to claim your identity like the so-called white man did. How about that? They played their part in it. They did the exact same thing the so-called white man did. Matter of fact, where's my other book? Only reason why I'm bringing that out, because you're going to see that they showed you in movies. Even the one I got, a movie I got recently. Let me show you that movie. Gangs of New York. Who owned the bar? An Asian. How did Asians get there? I thought it was about these damn Italian white men. Ah, because look, it's showing you they beat Columbus there too. But guess who beat them before there? Who was already in these parts in the West? Let's go back to the first book. Them damn Hamites, them Africans. Why do you think the Olmec head is there? Africans. They was in Babylon, America. So all you Negroes trying to claim, you better do your history trying to talk about, I'm native. No, nigga, how you native if you're an Israelite? We was the last nation formed. Go back and study. These was Hamites. In the book, they call them Negro too. But I had to ask my Elder Yasharahla. Big shout out to Elder Yasharahla. This is like a repeat for me. It's like, you know, as far as this, and I had to order this book again because it got misplaced. Big shout out to the Elder Yasharahla. I had a nice long conversation with him yesterday. All right. Why they kept using the word Negroid? Because it was showing you dark race. The white man did that. White man, that's the Bible. He said he called all of you, called out everybody. But this ones were actually Hamites, Hamitic. These were the Hamites that was in the west of in America's first. They was in America's first. Then the little funky, the little funny slanted eyed dudes came. The Mongoloids came late, trying to come late in 1421. They came in 1421. And you know who was Johnny come lately? Esau. 1492, the Renaissance era. But guess what? It's about Jacob and Esau, because who he represented? The wicked. And when every time he came, he brought hell. Came conquering. But these guys, I had to mention them, they did the same thing the white man did. They tried to take your identity, call themselves Indians and natives. Y'all calling us about natives and then slanting our people. These are Mongoloids. These are Chinos, like I showed in the book here. These are Asians. That's why it says Chinos, from Chinos to Indians. See? They try to take you, they try to claim, wear Frenches and come on, man. 1421 is when they came. That's why, like I said, going back to that movie I pulled up, they showed them they showed some Asians in the boat. How they get in it? Because they was already here in 1421. They showed that in this movie, Gangs of New York. They showed it in another movie called Sinners that was recently by let me get this guy's name. The actor was in it that starred in it. He played had like a so-called twin brother in the movie. Hold on, let me get it. The actor, what's his name? Just had it. Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan. That's his name. He did that movie Sinners. And who they showed in there? Some Asians. They be showing you history, But it's showing you they was here. They beat Esau here. But Esau when he came, and it took him from 1453 to 1492 to get a stronghold of the earth. Right? That's So if the Spanish is a Caucasian man, how you going to talk about Ephraim? How you going to talk about Ephraim? How? When the Bible says the face of Jacob should not now wax pale. How do you get that? See? In 2026, this should not be going on, man. And it gets serious, more serious now. Right? He said, the face of Jacob should not now wax pale. He said, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob, Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. He's not going to turn to a Caucasian man. It's embarrassing to see people put lessons out like that. I don't care what school you're from. If you're lying on a word, you got to get checked. Right? What does it say in Matthew 15 and 9? Y'all better remember this word, man. Let's go to Matthew 15 chapter. What Hamashiach Yahweh say? It's not the time to be messing around, man. Because right now they're trying to form the beast system. All that, well, I can't jump off topic, but anyway, that's what they're doing, man. It's not time to be playing these stupid games and trying to twist words because you're trying to get, bills paid. No, that's the wrong spirit. Right? I'm going to start at 7. It says, Matthew 15 chapter and the 7th verse. Ye hypocrites, did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth nigh unto me with their heart. So like, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Thus saith the Most High. He said their mind, they don't have my mind, man. They have the right words, but they don't have the mind of me. Teaching the doctrine of men. That was the doctrine of men. The person that put out that lie about the Puerto Ricans, Ephraim, that come on now. We still dealing with that in 2026? Yep, somebody's still trying to push it. You got a lot of camps still pushing that madness. Okay? And you got to stop. I'm going to show you how serious this is. Let's go to Let's go to Ephesians 4 and 14. Because the apostle said this was going to happen, but it shouldn't be happening in these last days, but it is. I can't say it shouldn't. It's happening. So we got to straighten this out, man. Let's read Ephesians 4. Go to Ephesians 4. Hamashiach himself mentioned this Antichrist spirit. That's what it is. Ephesians 4 and 14. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. 15 verse, but speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach Yahushua. So your Hamashiach, the truth comes with is in love. The speaking truth is love, man. See? That's Ephesians 4, 4th chapter, and a 14 and 15 verse. With that being said, let's go to with that being said, let's go to what was that? I said that being said, let's go to St. John. Let's go to St. John. I'm going to show you how important this is. St. John 4, speaking the truth and righteousness, rightly dividing the word of truth. St. John 4 and St. John 4 and 24 reads, Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Got to speak the truth, man. This is not no deep breakdown. That's the part that really annoys me. The Most High made it plain, but y'all tripping up over the 12 sons of Jacob. 24th verse, it said, the Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him and in spirit and in truth. Right? Let's go to Psalms 31. How is it King David understood it? The apostles got it right, but y'all still slipping and making mistakes. That don't make sense. So they question you, who are you? Psalms 31, verse 5 reads, into thy hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Yahweh, power of truth. The power of truth, man. So the Most High is about truth. He sent his only begotten Son, who represented truth and righteousness, came with the true gospel. He was our Redeemer. He was our Savior, Hamashiach Yahushua. Right? From there, let's go back to the tribe. Let's go back to what it says about let's go to First Chronicles, right? Not what is it? What I wanted to bring out. Where is that? Yeah, First Chronicles says about tribe of Judah. First Chronicles 28. First Chronicles 28. I go back. It's not there. First Chronicles 28. First Chronicles 28. First Chronicles 28. Verse 4 reads, howbeit Yahweh God of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king over all Israel forever. For he have chosen Judah to be the ruler in the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he liked me to make me king over all Israel. And to further prove that, let's go to Psalms, right? Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms. I'm going to read some in Psalms too. There'll be some, yeah. To further prove that, what it reads in Psalms. Psalm 76. Psalm 76, verse 1 reads, "In Judah is Yahweh known. His name is great in Israel. And Yahweh is Yahweh known. His name is great in Yasharahla." Right? From there, let's go to Psalm 78. Psalm 78, verse 67 reads, "Moreover, he refused the tabernacle of Joseph and chose not the tribe of Ephraim, but chose the tribe of Yahweh, the Mount Zion, which he loved." That's the 78th verse, right? From there, let's go to Hebrews. Why? Showing you Hamashiach Yahweh was going to come out that tribe. Let's go to Hebrews 7. Because he's the one who's did the ultimate sacrifice and brought salvation and brought us back to life, literally. How about that? Let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews, I know what I want. Hebrews 7 chapter and the 14th verse read, "For it is evident, it is a fact, for it is evident that out of one sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood." So showing you that he was set up to be that ultimate sacrifice, be the eternal priest, king and priest of the nation Yasharahla. From there, let's go to Revelations. Let's go to Revelations. Verse 5. How is he coming back? Verse 5, Revelations 5th chapter and the 5th verse reads, "And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, had prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals." So he's going to come back. He's going to come back. He's made the ultimate sacrifice. He's going to get that glory, man. How about that? How about that? Still doing Yasharahla 101, right? Still doing Yasharahla 101. And let's go, before I go to the other precepts, let's go to Genesis 49, because I said I was going to go back to that anyway. Let's go back to Genesis 49. Let's go to Genesis 49. Yeah. Yes, sir. We're going to go back over that. We're going to go back over that. Yasharahla 101. Genesis 49. Yeah. In my Morgan Freeman voice. Everybody know what a movie I'm talking about. You know what it is. Genesis 49, man. Genesis 49. Genesis 49. And we're going to start at the 10th verse. It said, "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." So Shiloh is Hamashiach Yahweh. And I went over the, I'm going to read 11 too anyway. "Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes." So it's showing you in that 11th verse It's showing you, I went over that. Let's go to Mark 11 and 7 again. Let's do that anyway. I'm going to do it again anyway. Mark 11 and 7. Mark 11 and 7 reads, Mark 11 and 7 reads, and they brought the coat to Hamashiach Yahawashah and cast their garments on him, and he sat upon him. And many spread their garments in the way, and the others cut down the branches off the trees and strewed them in the way. And they went before, and they that followed cried, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he that cometh in the name of Yahweh. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David that cometh in the name of Yahweh. Hosanna in the highest. So when you read, we were just reading Genesis 49, binding his foal. A foal is a donkey, right? Binding his foal unto the vine. And that's showing you prophecy, which was fulfilled. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine. And he washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. So that happened already, right? That was in his first appearance to Yasharahla. Now the second part of that is the future, near future, very near future, when it says, he washed his garments in wine and his clothes in the blood of grapes. That's showing his second coming, the return. Let's get that in Isaiah. Isaiah 63, verse 1 reads, Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments, from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. I'm going to read that again, Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments, from Basra? That's in the east. This is that glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat? That's Hamashiach Yahushua coming with vengeance when he returned. Third verse, I have trodden the winepress alone, and the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. I'm going to read that last part again. He said, I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will slain all my raiment. Fourth verse, for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So, he's coming with vengeance, man, to bring vengeance upon the enemies of Yasharahla, the imposters over there in the land, the ones that's causing that war that bombed up Iran. Yeah, them knuckleheads, all the heathen. Because it tells you that in the book of Joel. Yeah, man, this is serious. Now I'm going to show you how serious this is. Now, we just read Genesis 49. Now I'm going to show you, let's deal with the Hamashiach Yahushua again. The image of Hamashiach. I'm going to read that for edification anyway. Let's go to Revelations 1. I'm going to show you how serious this is. Right? Revelations 1 and we're going to start at 1 and we're going to start at verse 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, a girt about the paps with a golden girdle, meaning a golden war belt. His head and his hairs were white like wool. He had woolly white hair, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, meaning his eyes were red. And those that know the gospel, before he resurrected, he stopped drinking the wine. So when he returned, his eyes going to be red with anger. Because we just read it. Isaiah 63. Fury poured out. What's fury? Huh? What's fury? Anger, man. That's what it is. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. 15th verse. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace. How dark? How dark was his skin? As if they burn in a furnace. Very dark, right? Dark skinned man. And his voice as the sound of many waters. He had a very powerful voice. Think about it. When he was speaking to thousands, and even when he fed the 5,000, there was no speakers back then. There was no speakers back then. No microphone. How about that? So he had a very powerful voice, man. Very powerful voice. And that brings me to, I referenced this too. And remember when he said, when the apostle asked him, show us the Father. Remember that? It was in St. John 14, 8 and 9. Let's read it. Let's read it for edification. How about that? I told you it's Yasharahla 101. He said, show us the Father. Let's get to it. How did Mashiach answer him? This was Philip, the apostle Philip. He says, 8th verse, St. John 14, chapter and the 8th verse, read. Philip saith unto him, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us. Yahushua saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me? Philip, he that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou, then show us the Father? Why do you think it read that way in Daniel 7 and 9? For edification purpose, got to go to it. Let's read it. See? How the saying? Like father, like son. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Daniel 7 and 9. Yeah, we know you all know. We're going to read it anyway. Yeah, we all thought everybody had the breakdown right of 12 sons of Jacob, but we found out that's not correct. People still pushing the misguided, and some pushing the agenda. So let's read Daniel 7 and 9. This ain't personal. I told you that. We will rightly divide the word of truth. Daniel 7 and 9 reads, and I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. He had woolly hair. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as the burning fire. Showing you it was a chariot, a fiery chariot. It says his throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as the burning fire. Showing, describing a fiery chariot. So it says, I'm going to read that again. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, meaning all the rulership, all the kings. And who's going to do that? Bring the thrones down? His son, the only begotten son. I'm going to show you that. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, And the ancient days did sit. Who's the ancient of days? The Heavenly Father. He was from the beginning. And the ancient of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. He had woolly hair. So like father, like son. Y'all starting to get it now? You get it? Let's read Revelation. It's going back to Mashiach Yahweh. Let's read Revelation. Because he coming with vengeance. Bring vengeance on and remove the vibration of evil simultaneously off the earth. Who's going to start? Who's going to do that? Mashiach Yahweh. Let's go to Revelations 1 and 7. Because he didn't forget those that executed him, right? Let's read Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. What did he say in the 8th verse? Remember I went through all that with Genesis and being from the beginning? Well, what did he say in the 8th verse? I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Let's go back to John 1 and 1, Genesis 1 and 1, St. John 1 and 1 in the gospel. Nothing's changed. Well, let's go back to the 7th verse. Let's read that 7th verse again, because that's why I wanted to bring it home. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. He said, all kindreds of the earth, meaning all nations, shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. So the nations is the one that prosper in this evil, wicked setup. They came with the vibration. They rule with Esau. They're under vibration of evil. Okay? So they're going to be mad. Why? Because their rulership is coming to an end. That's why they're going to be well. And they know true vengeance is going to come. They're going to be tucking down violently, just like they came in violently, conquering everybody. Esau came in the Renaissance era, came in conquering. His deadly wound was healed. Got to read that too. I know I forgot something. His deadly wound was healed. Remember that was in Revelation 13? I know I brought it out earlier, but I'm going to reference it anyway. Revelation 13, I think it was in the 3rd verse. It says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Meaning his rulership was interrupted when we came in, started the Middle Ages from 193 AD. That's why his deadly wound, his rulership was interrupted during the Roman Empire, beginning or the ending of the Roman Empire when it was divided, because their kingdom was divided before they fell. He said, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. The Most High called him beast. He stopped calling him Edom. He called him beast because he's doing beastly things. Okay? From Epstein, all of them. That whole ritual, satanic thing. They're beastly people, man. Cannibalism, pedophilia, sodomy. Beastly. Profane things, as it says in Hebrews. Who's more profane than Esau? He said his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered. His deadly wound was healed when he came back into power during the Renaissance, as the Italian and the Spanish. Yeah, both Caucasian. And what they put up too, I saw another thing I was supposed to put out. What did they put up when they came back into power? They put up the book on Caesar Borgia. They put up their image, their beastly image. They put up Caesar Borgia was an adopted. He was a bastard. It says it in the 2nd chapter. The Cardinal's bastard. That's the man that posed for the new image The pale image, this Edomite image, the new image of Christ. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. That's how they started. But this is not, don't worry about it. This is Yasharahla 101. This is why I'm going over this. The name of that book is called Caesar Borgia by Sarah Bradford. All the seasoned men know about this book. So it's time for you to catch up. So this is for those that haven't heard, this is how, when you read Job 9:24, I got to read it. This is how he covered, that's how he covered up the faces of the judges thereof. Let's go to Job 9. Job 9. And I'm gonna close with the other bird, but I'm gonna go to Job 9. Job 9 and 24. Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And that is synonymous when he came in during the Renaissance, came back into power, and that's how he did it. He covered the faces of the judges of. They put their images up as a Christ. See, a child molester. See how they see the beastly people, the child molester. They had incest with his sister Lucretia Borgia, because he was a Spaniard, but he was adopted. He was a bastard. He was adopted by the Borgias family, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. They put their image up as the new image of Christ. That's what deceived our people for decades. Okay, from slavery all on down, ever since we got here. Okay. So, yeah, so it's showing you it's going to end with violence, how with vengeance. It says in Revelations 1:7 again, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall well because of him. So when it says, he says, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth, and they also which pierced him. Who pierced him? Those was Romans. America's extension of Rome. So they came back in the earth. They came back in the earth, and they still here to this day. So when he returned, he's gonna kill them that pierced him, that carried out the execution, and all the nations is gonna mourn. Oh hell, they're gonna catch hell, literally. That's why I read that way. That's why I went over Isaiah 63:3. 63:3, yeah, 1-3. Or 1-4. We read it. Yeah. The Most High is about getting vengeance. The Most High said, hate the evil and love the good. This is an evil place. Hate evil, man. Who told you not to hate? You're supposed to hate. He said, hate the evil. Let's read what King David said, man. Let's read what King David said. I want to read that anyway. I think I probably did it already, but I want to read it. If I didn't, I'll read it again. Don't matter. Let's read it again. Psalms, what they, because that's one of my favorites too. How the apostles know? How Amos know? All the prophets know. No, the prophets know, and the apostles. So how the prophets know, and you here in Babylon talking about love everybody? You out of your mind. He said, hate the evil and love the good. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to go to Amos. I'm going to go to Amos first, then we're going to go back to Psalms. Give me a minute. Let me find Psalms first. Then I'm going to go to Amos, because Amos is easy to find. So. Amos 5. Okay, yeah, I got it. Well, I got the Psalm. Now I'm going to find Amos. Let's get Amos now. Let's get Amos. Let's get Amos. We got to learn to love one another, man. He said, forgive them. When he said, forgive your enemies, he means those of your own nation, your own brother. Not the other, the other nations, not the heathen nations, but those of your own nation. You have enemies of your own. The Bible calls them 2/3. He said, learn to love them, man. Pray for them that despitefully use you. Let's go to, let's read Amos, though. Amos 5:15 read what? Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that Yahweh, our power, Lord of Adonai of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Right? Let's read Psalms 139. We're going to start at the 20th verse. Reads, For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. This is King David speaking. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? Am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? 22nd verse. I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. How about that? That's King David. And mind you, the Most High said David was a man after his own heart, meaning his own mind. And David was a warrior. He took down, he conquered. When the Most High said, point it, go there, do this, do that, conquer that nation, he went and did it. Conquer that one, conquer that one, he did it. That's why he had so much blood on his hand, he couldn't build a temple. Solomon had to do it. And Solomon came with straight wisdom, man. His wisdom was so astounding that the kings gave him their daughters to him, concubines, as a gift. So that's how he got all them that's how he got all them 1,000 wives, with 700 concubines and 300 wives. He had more concubines than Israelite women. But that's another topic. But anyway, yeah, man, he did his job. He conquered, man. He was a warrior, man. And that's why Hamashiach Yahushua coming back with war. The Redeemer, the eternal priest. I'm going to read Revelation 1:7 one more time. He said, Behold, he come with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him. Right? And all kindreds of the earth, meaning all nations, shall well because of him. Even so, Amen. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Till next time, I hope you got something out of it. This was Yasharahla 101. Just was touching on certain things, bringing out certain points, giving understanding to the children of Yasharahla and the remnant. May the remnant wake up to this truth, the true gospel, which was given to these so-called Negroes. All right? And that we wake up to that you wake up back to who you are. So I brought out certain things to let you know there was no, when they referred in, there was no Chinos, no Mongoloids a part of the nation, man. It was always about Yasharahla. Always about Yasharahla. One bloodline. Matter of fact, and let me read that too. One bloodline. One bloodline. Where it says in Isaiah 48. Isaiah 48:1. Let me cover that too real quick. It's one bloodline. It wasn't no damn white man Spaniards. It wasn't no Mongoloid Chinese. It was just one bloodline, that Negro. He said, that's the nation I know. What are you doing? Right? He said, one bloodline in Isaiah 48:1. It's in there. Read it. Isaiah 48:1 said what? Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by my name of Yasharahla, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah. Right? That's showing you the waters. So it's talking about the blood. The waters of Judah, which swear by my name of Yahweh, and make mention of Yahweh, mention of the power of Israel, but not in truth nor in righteousness. Yeah, because you're not doing it in truth and righteousness. You make mention of, you know my name, but you're not doing it in truth and righteousness. But he said they come forth out of the waters of Judah. Hebrews 7:14. We already went through. Y'all already know what it is and should know by now. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Till next time. Hope you got something out of that. Shalom, Yasharahla. Have a blessed week. Shalom.